They say diamonds are the hardest natural material on Earth, but there's a little creature out there rocking an armor so tough it can deflect a lion's bite. And no, it's not some prehistoric relic. It's alive, walking among us, and most people have never even heard of it. Meet the pangolin, nature's most underrated, over-armored, and bizarrely adorable creature. And trust me, you're about to be mind-blown. Alright, let's start with the obvious. This animal is covered head to toe in scales. But not just any scales, keratin scales. Yep, the same material that makes up your fingernails, rhino horns, and bird claws. Only difference? Pangolin scales are layered like medieval chainmail, making them one of the most effective natural defenses in the animal kingdom. Predators like lions and leopards, completely useless against this walking tank. When threatened, the pangolin curls into a ball so impenetrable that even a big cat's jaws can't break through. It's like trying to chew on a coconut made of metal. But hold on, just because they're armored doesn't mean they're out there picking fights. Pangolins are shy, nocturnal, and completely harmless to humans. Their entire existence revolves around doing two things. 1. Digging into termite mounds like it's their full-time job. 2. Rolling into a ball and minding their business. Speaking of termites, pangolins are basically the pest control experts of the wild. A single adult pangolin can eat up to 70 million insects a year, mostly ants and termites. And they don't even have teeth. Instead, they use their sticky turbocharged tongue, which, fun fact, can be longer than their entire body when fully extended. They slurp up ants like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet, keeping insect populations in check and preventing them from destroying forests. That's right, this little armored oddball is helping maintain entire ecosystems just by eating. And if that wasn't impressive enough, their tongues are attached not to their mouth, but all the way down in their rib cage. Imagine your tongue starting somewhere near your belly button. Yeah, that's a pangolin for you, but wait, did you know pangolins can also climb trees? Some species have prehensile tails that act like a fifth limb, allowing them to grip onto branches like a pro. They're like nature's little armored ninjas, sneaking through the treetops while looking like a pine cone with legs. And let's talk about their walking style for a second. Pangolins walk on their hind legs because their front claws are so long, they have to fold them under their paws to avoid tripping. It gives them this weird, waddling, T-Rex-like strut that's both hilarious and kind of majestic at the same time. Now, here's where things get tragic. Pangolins are the most illegally trafficked mammal in the world. More than 1 million have been poached in the last decade alone. Why? Because people falsely believe their scales have medicinal properties, which, spoiler alert, they don't. Remember, their scales are made of keratin, same as your nails. If eating pangolin scales was a cure for anything, chewing your fingernails would be a health trend. But thanks to this ridiculous demand, all 8 species of pangolins are either endangered or critically endangered. And yet, despite being one of the most unique animals on Earth, most people have no idea pangolins exist. They're like nature's best-kept secret, until they're gone. Conservation efforts are happening, but they need more awareness, which is why this video exists. Because once you see how ridiculously cool these creatures are, you won't forget them. Something just broke the surface of the ocean, a quick flash of silver, then another. Before you can blink, a fish, yes, a fish, lifts off the water, stretches its wing-like fins and soars through the air. Not for a second, not for 2, but for an almost ridiculous 45 seconds. That's longer than the Wright brothers' first flight. And just when you think it's about to drop, it smacks the water, tail slapping furiously, and boom, it's airborne again. What in the name of Neptune is happening here? Well, my friend, you've just witnessed the flying fish, one of nature's most ridiculous yet genius escape artists. But don't let the name fool you. This isn't some lazy, flappy fish casually cruising through the sky. No, this is a full-throttle, high-speed, aerodynamic genius that's been outsmarting its enemies for millions of years. So how do they do it? No, they're not half-bird. They don't have wings like an eagle or a bat. But what they do have is a pair of ridiculously elongated pectoral fins. Fins so large they act like glider wings. The trick starts in the water. First, the flying fish revs up its speed, hitting a solid 37 miles per hour. That's faster than most Olympic swimmers, by a lot. Once it reaches liftoff speed, it angles its body just right and launches itself out of the water, spreading those fins wide. This creates enough lift to keep them gliding just above the ocean surface. And here's the wild part, they don't stop there. If a predator is still lurking, these fish start slapping their tails against the water while airborne, giving themselves another boost, like a little mid-air refuel, extending their flight for even longer. It's like nature's version of hitting the nitro button in a video game. Now, why in the 7 seas would a fish do this? The short answer, survival. The ocean is basically a real-life version of the floor is lava, but instead of lava, it's filled with hungry, sharp-toothed monsters. We're talking tuna, swordfish, and the occasional dolphin that's just looking for a snack. For flying fish, the best way to stay off the menu is to, quite literally, leave the restaurant. Think about it. If you're being chased by a hungry shark and you have the option to run, climb a tree, or suddenly take off and fly, you're choosing flight, right? That's exactly what the flying fish does. It's their ultimate get-out-of-Jaws-free card. And the best part? Most predators can't follow them. Sharks don't fly. Thank goodness. But that's not all. Flying fish don't just have speed on their side, they have timing. They know exactly when to launch, often using the sun's glare on the water to confuse predators. If they take off at just the right angle, they can disappear from view completely, leaving a confused shark circling below, wondering where its lunch just went. Now, not all flying fish are created equal. There are over 40 different species, each with its own unique flair for flight. Some have just two wing-like fins while others go full four-wing mode, looking like tiny fighter jets zipping above the waves. Some can glide a measly 15 feet, while others, like the champion of the squad, can cover nearly 650 feet in a single flight. That's over 2 football fields. Oh, and get this, their flights aren't just a straight shot. Nope. Some flying fish can actually make mid-air turns, adjusting their fins and tail slaps to maneuver around obstacles. It's like the difference between a paper airplane and a fighter jet. Absolute insanity. Some species even take advantage of wind currents. A well-timed gust can give them an extra push, keeping them airborne even longer. Scientists have even observed that in strong tailwinds, flying fish can change their angles to extend their glides beyond what should be possible. They are literally using aerodynamics better than some human pilots. But nature, being the never-ending chess match that it is, has a few countermoves. Some predators have figured out how to catch these airborne escape artists. Frigate birds, for example, are basically the flying fish's worst nightmare. These birds hang out above the ocean, waiting for an unsuspecting fish to take flight, only to snatch them mid-air. Imagine putting in all that effort to escape a shark, only to get snatched out of the sky like a rogue French fry. Brutal. And then there are the Dorados, also known as mahi-mahi. These guys don't play fair. They're fast, smart, and have been known to track flying fish so well that the second they land back in the water, boom, dinner time. Humans, of course, couldn't just let these fish do their thing in peace. In some cultures, flying fish are a delicacy. In Barbados, they're so popular that they're considered a national symbol. Fishermen even use nets to catch them mid-flight. Imagine walking outside and getting caught in a net because someone thought you looked tasty. That's the life of a flying fish. Some islands even use flying fish for traditional fishing methods. In Japan, dried flying fish is used to make a special broth called dashi, which is a key ingredient in many traditional dishes. The fish is known for its light, flavorful taste and is often grilled or smoked before being used in cooking. Let's hit you with some rapid-fire flying fish facts before we wrap this up. They can reach speeds faster than the fastest human swimmer. Some can fly higher than the deck of a boat, meaning they can accidentally smack unsuspecting sailors right in the face. Yes, that happens. Their gliding ability is so impressive that engineers have studied them for designing aircraft wings. Some species light up in the dark. Yes, bioluminescent flying fish are a thing. The longest recorded flight of a flying fish? A jaw-dropping 1,312 feet. That's almost a quarter of a mile. In certain parts of the world, people build specialized fences along coastal waters to catch flying fish as they leap. So yeah, flying fish are out here breaking aviation records, dodging sharks, outmaneuvering birds, and occasionally face-planting onto boats. And you just spent several minutes learning about them. Good life choice. But hey, if you ever feel like life is coming at you too fast, just remember, at least you don't have to fly to survive. Somewhere in the dead of night, something is watching. You won't hear it. You won't see it. But before you even realize what's happening, boom, its razor-sharp talons have already decided your fate. This is the great horned owl, nature's silent assassin, and one of the most terrifyingly skilled hunters in the animal kingdom. And no, those horns on its head aren't even horns. So what are they? Keep watching, because you're about to see why this owl is not just another cute, feathery bird. Let's get one thing straight, this bird doesn't play. The great horned owl is a predator's predator. It has a grip so powerful, it can crush bones like a human snapping a pencil. And I mean literally, its talons can exert up to 500 pounds per square inch of pressure. That's enough to break the spine of a full-grown rabbit in an instant. And if you think that's intense, it has no problem taking down prey even larger than itself, including skunks, hawks, and even other owls. Yes, it eats its own kind. Savage. Now let's talk about its most mind-blowing superpower, its head. No, it doesn't spin like a horror movie, but it might as well. The great horned owl can rotate its head up to 270 degrees in either direction. That's almost a full circle. How? Well, unlike humans who have only 7 neck vertebrae, this owl has 14. Plus, its blood vessels have built-in backup routes, so when it turns its head all the way around, it doesn't cut off circulation to its brain. Meanwhile, if we tried that, we'd just pass out instantly. This bird is literally built different. Oh, and if you think you're safe because you can't hear it coming, think again. The great horned owl has mastered the art of silent flight. Its wings are designed with tiny comb-like structures on the edges that break up the air and muffle sound. This means that while most birds create a noisy flapping racket, this owl glides through the air like a ghost. You wouldn't even hear it if it were inches from your face. And by the time you notice it, well, let's just say if you were a small mammal, you'd be having a very bad day. Speaking of its hearing, this bird doesn't just hear sounds. It pinpoints them. Its ears are asymmetrical, meaning one ear is slightly higher than the other. That gives it the ability to detect the exact location of a sound in complete darkness. If a mouse so much as sneezes under a pile of snow, this owl knows. It can even tell if a prey animal is moving towards it or away just by listening to the way the sound changes. It's basically got built-in night vision goggles, but with its ears. Nature is just flexing at this point. But wait, there's more. The great horned owl doesn't build its own nests. That's right, for all its hunting skills it prefers to steal. It takes over abandoned nests from hawks, crows, or even eagles. If it finds a comfy spot, it's claiming it. And if the original owner tries to come back, let's just say it doesn't end well for them. Oh, and get this. This owl is also immune to skunk spray. Yes, that's right. Unlike most predators that avoid skunks like the plague, the great horned owl couldn't care less. It will swoop down, grab a skunk like it's a bag of groceries, and fly off without a second thought. It doesn't even flinch at the smell. Now if only we had that ability when walking past a garbage truck. Now let's talk about those horns on its head. Spoiler alert, they're not ears, and they're not horns either. They're just tufts of feathers called plumicorns. Scientists think they help with camouflage by breaking up the bird's outline, making it blend in better with trees. But let's be honest, they just make it look extra intimidating, like it's permanently judging you. Even its eyes are next level. They aren't spherical like ours, they're more like tubes, which means they can't move around in their sockets. To look around, it has to move its entire head. But that design also gives it insane night vision. Its eyes can absorb even the tiniest amount of light, making nighttime look like broad daylight. So yeah, good luck trying to hide in the dark. And before we wrap up, get this. The great horned owl doesn't drink water. No, it's not magic, it just gets all the moisture it needs from the blood of its prey. That's right. While we're out here worrying about staying hydrated, this owl is just casually sipping on the life essence of its victims like some kind of feathery vampire. Nature is wild. Oh, and speaking of its diet, it doesn't just hunt mammals. It has been known to snatch up reptiles, amphibians, and even fish. Yes, fish. While not its primary choice, if a juicy opportunity presents itself, it will plunge those dagger-like talons into an unsuspecting fish and lift it right out of the water. Most birds that hunt fish have specialized adaptations, but this owl? It just brute forces its way through nature like an unstoppable force. And if you think winter slows it down, think again. This owl is perfectly fine hunting in deep snow. With its thick plumage, even the coldest nights don't bother it. And since its prey has no idea where it is, a snowy landscape just turns into a hunting ground where everything else is at a disadvantage. So, from the armored pangolin to the sky-gliding fish, and the silent hunter of the night, the great horned owl, we've seen just how wildly creative nature can be. If you enjoyed this journey through the strange and spectacular, make sure to like, comment, and hit that subscribe button for more mind-blowing animal stories. Until next time, stay curious, stay wild.